Hello and welcome back. In today's video, we will be discussing the Solver 2. In the Excel Advanced course, we have discussed goal seek, and taking the same example, we'll see how Solver can be used for what-if analysis. Now, Solver is an Excel add-in program which is not enabled by default. I'll let you know how to activate Solver and have it on your ribbon, which is present on your Excel application. It is often said that Solver is an elaborate form of goal seek. Why? Because we use goal seek. When we are using goal seek, you can change only one input variable to get the solution for your to get your goal or the target. Whereas when we are using Solver, you can change multiple input variables or values. You can set limits or constraints on the cells which are present on your worksheet. So Solver is used to find an optimal value for a formula in one cell, which is known as your objective cell, by changing multiple variables or input values. Now you can change up to 200 variables. You can set multiple constraints, and we'll see how all those things can be done. So I have an example over here, the same example which we have used for goal seek, where we have a unit price of a product. We have that on this price some units have been sold. We have some fixed charges and the variable charges, and the revenue is being calculated using a formula, that is the product of your unit price and the unit sold. You can see the result over here. Then we have calculated the total income. Now we have one more formula for calculating the total income, that is the revenue minus the fixed and the variable charges. So first of all, let's see how we can activate the Solver add-in. I already have Solver over here under your data tab and analyze group. But if you don't have Solver, what you can do is click on the file tab, go to options over here, click on options. Now in your Excel options dialog box, click on add-ins. Here in add-ins, down, if you look down over here, you have manage Excel add-ins, or if it is not visible over here, you can always select from this drop down list, select Excel add-ins and click on go. Now small add-ins dialog box will open. Just click on this checkbox Solver add-in and click on OK. It will be placed on the ribbon under your data tab. Now let's click on OK, or you can always close this. I'm closing it because I already have Solver in place. So in your data tab, in your analyze group and Solver, we'll click this and open the Solver dialog box. When we talk about Solver, we talk about three things: objective cell, variable cell, and the constraints. Now objective cell is the cell where I have my goal or the target, which is my goal or the target, and it contains a formula. Okay, your target cell must be having the formula. For example, this is my target cell. Now the purpose of goal seek was to find to change the input and get a target value. It was a backward method of finding the solution. Here what we are doing, using the Solver add-in, we are trying to find given the objective, what unit price or your unit sold should be changed, the variables, how the variables should be changed. So we arrive at the objective what we are looking for. The difference lies that maybe we have certain constraint, like my fixed charges should always be 1000, the variable charge cannot be more than 1500, or the units sold, the units which I am selling, the setup which is there where the production is being carried out, it cannot manufacture more than 100 units on a particular day. So depending on that, I can set a limit to the number of units that can be manufactured. So those are the constraints. So over here in my solver dialog box, first thing which you have to specify is the objective. Since this cell was being selected, so it's been highlighted over here. You can always click and select. This is the cell. Now your objective cell, the target or the goal cell, it must always have a formula like I am having over here. This is my objective cell. I want to set this cell. Now you can have three options which are being specified over here. Either you can set it to a maximum limit, to a minimum limit, or to a value of, let's see, I want to set it to a value of 20,000. So you can specify that I am looking for a target of 20,000, and by changing which cells. Now over here I want to change this particular cell. If this is not being selected, if let me delete this, I want to select the variable cells over here. So just click on this drop down. This unit price I want to change. Another cell which I want to change, or the input variable which I want to change, is the unit sold. So what I can do, I can always put a comma sign over here and then select the other cell which whose value will be changing. So these are the two cells whose value will be changing to achieve this objective of 20,000. Now I said you can have constraints also. We'll come to constraint also. Let's first see if these two values are being changed. Do we get this objective of 20,000 or not? Now we are not setting the constraint first. Let's come down over here. Here you have all the options of changing and adding, editing and deleting the constraint which you have set. That can be done from here. If you look over here, select a solving method. The drop down here consists of three methods. Now the first one is your GRG nonlinear, that is your generalized reduced gradient nonlinear, which uses an algorithm which is used to solve problems that are smooth and non-linear. Now this looks for a local optimal solution. Most of the time we are using this. Then you have the simplex LP, the method which is used to solve linear problems consisting of a single objective represented by a linear equation that must be the maximized or minimized. The last one is your evolutionary method, which is used for problems which are complex and are non-smooth, non-linear. So you can select any of these things if you know that whether your problem which you are using is linear or non-linear. That can be done. Over here we are using GRG non-linear. Once then you have the options. If you click on options, you will get a dialog box where you can change the settings for these three methods. So here we are trying to change only these two input variables, that is the unit price and the unit sold, and let's see whether our objective is being fulfilled or not. Click on solve. Now you get the solver result. The dialog box appears, and if you look at the data over here, it is the target cell or our objective cell where our total income is being calculated. It has changed to 20,000, and over here you can see it is trying to tell us that your unit price should be 154 and the number of units which are being sold, it should be 145.62 something over here. So, and in this dialog box, solver is suggesting you whether you want to keep the solver solution or you want to restore to the original value. So you have these two options. You can select from here and click on OK. We do not want this solution because we know that the units sold cannot be in decimals. Plus we want to see what happens if we put certain constraints or we put certain limits. Let's try that. So I am clicking cancel over here. Let's go back to solver. The objective is already in place. The cells which I want to change, they are in place. Now let's see the constraints, how to add in the constraints. Over here, the first constraint which I want to say is that the unit price of the product, it cannot be more than 120. So let me add a constraint over here. Which cell you want to set a constraint? I want to add a constraint to this particular cell. You can manually type. I want to say that it should be less than or equal to 120. The price cannot be more than this. Click on add. So you can see over here we are adding a constraint. Click on add. Another thing which I want to say, that unit sold, which is here, it should be a whole number. It should not be decimal. So let's say click on this particular thing, and if you click on the drop down, other than less than equal to, you have something known as int. That is, it should be an integer. It should not be a decimal value. Click on add. Let's see whether our constraints are being added or not. You can click on cancel over here. You can see these two constraints being added, that this particular unit price, it cannot be more than 120, and the unit sold, it should be integer. All right, so you can change from here also. You can delete, you can select any constraint, you can click and delete, you can select any constraint, and you can always change it. You can see over here, you can say equal to over here, and then you can click on OK. So we have the same constraints, other thing remaining the same. Let's try and solve it. Let's see what will be the result. Click on solve. So this time you can see the unit price, it is less than 120. It is 119.68, and the units sold, they are not in decimal. It's a whole number, 188, and the target will be achieved setting these two input values. Let's set some more constraints. I'm not going to keep this solution. Let's cancel this. Let's go back to solver. Say I want to add in more constraint. So click on add. I want to say keep this variable charge, it should be less or equal to 500. This time let's add one more constraint. I'm done. So we have three constraints over here. Earlier the unit sold was 188. Let's see, and the unit price was 190. Let's see what solution solver gives us. Click on solve. So this time, see, it has changed the unit sold to keep this target and to keep this variable charges as 500. It has given us a unit sold as 187.5, and it is saying that solver could not find a feasible solution because we have specified that a unit sold should be in integers. It should not be in decimal. So you can always click restore to the original value, so you are taken back. Let's go back, change this constraint. I can always change this constraint. Let's say it should be back to 1500 because it was giving me an optimal solution, and click on OK and solve. So here you got a solution. If you want, you can keep the original solution. If you want, you can revert back to the original value. So in this video, we have seen the what if analysis tool solver, how we can use it to find our objective by changing various input values, by putting some constraints and limits in place to achieve our target. Hope you find this video useful. Stay tuned. We will meet in the next video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.